All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of the Three Rivers Rundown, pod number 3. How we
Let's
feeling?
go. Feeling great. I think the future's bright.
You know what's funny? I feel like we've done more than 3 episodes. Like, is it only not episode 3?
That's it,
Yeah.
episode 3.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
Hey, big Steeler win. Big Steeler win.
big Steeler win, big.
Huge.
Love to see that.
Russell
What'd you
Wilson.
guys do this weekend? Have any fun plans? Do anything?
Went to a wedding on Saturday. Got considerably inebriated. Had a great time though. Then just watched some ball. Won some bets on Saturday, which was nice. But other than that, man, same old stuff.
Yeah, my brother got married on Friday. A little backyard wedding.
Okay.
And then,
Congratulations.
yeah, and then Saturday, the next day, we actually went back out there. Kind of, I don't know if you want to call it the reception, but all of his friends came over and we got after it. So I'm actually
Nice.
still not feeling myself yet after this weekend. So
Yeah.
There we go.
Must have been a
There
good
we go.
time.
it was a great time.
Nice.
All right, guys, do you want to kick it off with a recap of how we did last week?
I'd love to.
We can we'll start this week with weekly pick'ems. So let's dive right into it. For weekly pick'ems, man, we started off rough with
did.
Seahawks and Jags. Got both of those wrong.
Me and
Pretty
Joe,
sure.
That's yeah, you're right. That's one of the moments we have to do. Me and Joey and you
Own up to it.
Yep.
Yeah, but we went. So this one split decision, but this was unanimous, and we got that wrong. But then right after that, man, we got hot. What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 right.
Thank
As
you.
12
we
right.
As
I'll
we
tell you
should.
what, though.
all.
Even though we did that good, guys, we still did not win the week in weekly pick'ems. There was
Really?
two teams got every single game right.
Wow.
Yeah,
Well,
it was.
I don't know if you guys heard or not, but the sports books got absolutely destroyed this weekend. A lot of the favorites won this week. I think
Yeah,
literally almost every single team that was favored won this week.
Wow.
I thought it was funny when we were doing it last week. We kind of got nervous. We're like, wait a minute, we have like a bunch of away teams winning. We're like, should we change it? We're like, no, we already said it. We're gonna ride with
Keep
it.
it.
And I mean, look at that. It was an away week. Almost every single away team won, I think.
How about that Pittsburgh crowd in Las Vegas, man?
Yes. Talk
Yeah.
about it, please.
5-hour flight, and there's terrible towels whizzing everywhere in that stadium.
Whizzing.
Yeah. Did you guys see the fight that happened there?
I did see that.
Yeah.
Wait,
I
funny thing about that, dude. You guys talk about the girl?
Yeah.
Yes.
That is my. Oh, I don't know if I should say this, but that is my brother's wife's cousin.
Really?
Wow.
Well, she's not her cousin, but the husband's her cousin. So her cousin's wife.
Okay.
That got the blood all over her. Yeah.
Congrats
know
on the
she
win
all
there.
right
I mean,
now?
she definitely won that.
Yeah.
I
Is
don't
she
know.
all right?
I think she's all right. I don't know. But
Okay.
yeah.
Well, you know what? Going from that, let's get right into our weekly locks. I mean, we gave me a big boo last week. I was the only one that didn't get their weekly lock correct, but took a flip this week. I'm pretty sure I was the only
Yeah.
one for
What goes
For
around
the-
comes around.
for the one weekly lock. We had Joe minus Bama minus 21, didn't hit. Then Dom got Oklahoma, Texas over 49.5. That didn't hit. And then I had Colts minus 1. They did it for the shoe.
They did do it for the shoe.
The shoe
That's
hit.
something that you cannot, you have to take note of that. They did it for the shoe. Bleeding blue.
Yes, they did. And then this is kind of funny now. So I was the only one that got that weekly lock correct. Then we go to touchdown scores.
Golf clap.
I was
I'll
the
give
only-
it to him. He wants to. I'll give it to him.
No, this one, I was the only one that got it wrong.
Sorry.
Joe went David
I'm
Montgomery.
talking about the other one, but
Okay. David Montgomery and Najee Harris. You two guys got that right. And I had
Hammered
Mike
him.
Evans. Yeah. I had Mike Evans, man. He got hurt at the beginning of the game, and I don't think he had another target after that, but he stayed in. So
It's sad too, Steph, because if he stays in, if he's healthy, that game was one of the most high-scoring games I've ever seen. They scored 52 points.
yeah.
you would think there's a chance that 52 points Evan's going to get 6 of them, but
Yeah. Chris Godwin had a whale of a game. So did their running backs.
Yeah.
And then for our last locks, we'll go into we had our Thursday night bets. We had Joe went DK over 4.5 catches. That did not hit. You had Dom with Ayuk over 63.5 receiving. That did not hit. And then little old me, Juan Jennings, 25 plus yards.
He did it. He did it. That's where we come in.
There we go. Good old Juan. Good old Juan. So I do want to say, so far in our podcast combined, we are all 2-2 for our locks of the week. So who's going to pull ahead? It's going to be interesting.
50%. I mean,
I hope all of us.
You're not winning.
Yeah.
Really, but
yeah,
it's good. I mean, you could be 0-4. A lot of people suck at betting. They're 3-0-4, so it's not bad.
Yeah. And you know what? Speaking of betting stuff, I heard we might have a guest on this week.
Yeah, I smelled something when I came in the room here. I smelled something.
I was wondering what that was. I couldn't tell.
Rustling around somewhere in the background, maybe in the vents or something.
I heard there was a couple rats that could happen this weekend. So what we do is we brought in the Exterminator.
Yes, sir.
Wow. Give him a hand. Give him a hand.
Going on, boys.
Wow. Welcome. Look at that stash.
We love Pitt. We love Pitt. Here we go. Good to know.
Yeah.
H2P. What are they? 20 in the nation now.
Facts.
Yes.
Keep it rolling. Week after week. We'll try to win the bye this week. Keep it moving.
I like the buys, dude. I think it's great for us.
Honestly. Oh yeah.
Get them some rest. They got what at SMU next week?
Yeah, let them take a no. They got Syracuse Orange on Thursday night.
Is that home
Be
or
there at Heinz Field.
Love that.
Gotta love that.
It's a tough stretch coming up. What do we have? Syracuse, SMU, Clemson, and is it Louisville?
Correct.
Well, look, we do play Louisville, yeah.
Yeah, and we have
Virginia.
We also have
Virginia, Boston College, and the year.
Yeah, I know. I was just talking about those core 4 teams.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Yeah, it's definitely a tough schedule coming down. Q's is the one that Pitt typically drops.
Yeah.
Every year. So hopefully they can pick that one up, continue staying ranked, and then maybe go to SMU. That might be college game day.
You could get game day there or the Clemson game.
That would be exciting. Yeah. Something new.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you guys. If game day comes here, I'm getting absolutely trashed at 8 a.m.
Yes.
Wow. Love that energy.
I'm ready.
Its remaining schedule, their combined records 27-9. There's no team with worse than a 4-2 record.
Told you, dude. I knew it was a rough stretch. I remember looking at it.
We'll see what happens.
Listen, it's a rough stretch, but we're the only team that's 6-0. So,
yes, sir.
Just saying.
Yep.
All right, guys. With that, since we got the Exterminator here, why don't we kick off our locks of the week, huh? We go right into lock of the week. Joe, you want to kick it off for us? What are you thinking this week?
Locks of the week. There's weeks all the time where you look at a slate. Me personally, I hated the college football slate this weekend. I didn't find many things that I liked. I looked at NFL, and there were some things standing out. There was a lot of things shining. Couldn't get to the bottom of it. So we were stuck. We were stuck, and we couldn't see it clearly. We were squinting a little bit. We had to put our shades on, but now things are starting to clear up a little bit. Now we're seeing things that we like, that we loved, things that we liked. Now we're loving, right? One thing that got the blood pumping a little bit earlier was the Colts went out and did it for the shoe, and I see it clearly now. I'm going to the Colts for the shoe. Money line.
For the shoe.
Bring it home.
That was
Anthony
impressive.
Richardson starting.
Take the opposite.
Yeah,
No,
wait.
no.
Is
They're
that
playing Miami? Kidding.
True.
That is true.
God.
I mean,
listen. I love that introduction. That was great.
Hey,
listen,
get
I
creative.
don't want to follow that up now. So, Dom, why don't we go with yours?
Yeah, that's tough to beat, but I'll make mine very simple.
I believe in you guys.
Oh,
That was
thanks.
nothing.
I'm going to call this the redeem pick. I know I went last week with Oklahoma. I know I went the over. I want to get this one back. I'm actually going to take Oklahoma -2.5. They are at home. I think they're going to bounce back. Their offense is absolutely horrific. I also seen South Carolina play this year. Their offense has not impressed me. I think Oklahoma's defense is really, really good. And I think the Sooners come back in Norman and get a victory.
You know what I love
Yeah.
about you?
What?
You're consistent. Last week you loved the over in the Oklahoma game. We don't have to talk about it, but listen, I love your commitment to Oklahoma.
Yeah, you know what? I'm actually happy you mentioned that, Joe. I'm actually really happy you mentioned that because I am a huge Oklahoma guy, and I'll tell you why. I'll tell you real quick. My brother grew up a big Texas fan, and of course, as a younger brother, I wanted to go to the rival school. So growing up, I was a huge Oklahoma fan. I had a bunch of Oklahoma memorabilia, and to this day, I root for them. Adrian Peterson's probably my favorite college football player, him and Baker Mayfield of all time. So yes, I am very biased towards Oklahoma.
I like it though.
I do want to point
I don't
out.
love it because Gamecocks are coming off a big game.
Yeah,
big game against Bama, where they almost had it. They're
all beat up.
Also
real quick,
to consider.
I want to point out episode 1. Dom made it a point to say he is not biased, and I would like to quote him.
Whoa,
very biased to Oklahoma. So hey, take it as you will.
Wow, he's got receipts too.
Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing, real quick. It's a little different with Oklahoma, and this probably has no affiliation at all. But my entire life is my passwords to everything is Oklahoma in it. I know I'm probably pretty much giving it out to the world, but yeah, that's that serious.
What's your favorite number? Just random question.
I can't answer that one. Because if I do, you guys are gonna literally know my password.
That's not why I was asking. I was just curious.
Well, moving on from that, the Exterminator. What's your lock of the week?
Here we go. So just a little insight here. You know, Dom mentioned that the public is crushing the books, especially the last 2 weekends. I see a bounce back for the books. I see the public taking some losses this weekend. So I would fade a lot of the public bets that are happening right now. For that, you know, I was looking at the sports book the last couple of days, in Louisville +5 stuck out to me. 90% of the bets are on Miami right now. Miami's due for a loss. They usually have one of these losses every single year. And this is a good week to fade the public. I would even consider taking Louisville money line this week. So
they're at Miami too?
They are at Louisville.
At Louisville?
So they got a home crowd. I believe they were 10-2 last year. So their coach that came from Purdue, he's a winner, just like Zignetti up at IU, Indiana University. Yeah. They just came to the program. They started winning, and I see that happening this week against Miami.
Okay,
I like it.
Okay, I like that.
90%. I like the whole. I like the whole process. How you were like, "Hey, Vegas got crushed last week, so expect them to be winning this week."
We're bound to take some hurting in our pockets this weekend. So
yeah,
why not hop on the right side?
I love going against the public too, man. I love it. Love it.
All right, going off that, we'll go right into mine. I'm going. I think they're my second favorite team in the NFL, and they're facing a good team. They're actually underdogs, but I think they come out and put up a lot of points and take it. I'm going Lions money line. I just think what they've been doing to teams recently, like that offense just seems unstoppable. And with that being said, I think this is a great segue into go into our TD parlay. So we all have TD scores, and
Yes.
Joe crushed it last week, and I'm going to hit it this week. If it is a Sunday and you wake up, there's two things guaranteed. The sun comes up and David Montgomery scores. I'm taking him again this week. I love that man. Dan Campbell loves him. I love him. The end zone loves him. He's finding
It's
his
like a
way into the end
guarantee.
zone.
It really
Listen, I
is the
think-
closest thing to a guarantee. It's possible.
I'm pretty sure he's now at 8 straight games with a touchdown. So, I mean, you got to hammer that. You got to hammer that.
That's gonna be a high.
Tim, why don't we go right back to you? Who do you got for your touchdown?
All right, let's tackle it early. Let's get Tank Bigsby in that London game. Jaguars are going to score some points. They're there. If they stayed in London for 2 weeks now. I know the team's not the best, but ETN is most likely going to be out, and regardless, he's going to be limited. So I'm going to take Tank Bigsby as a anytime touchdown scorer.
I'm
Okay.
excited to see how he plays in general too. Like he's been backing up ETN now. This is going on a second year, and I feel like anytime they give him opportunities, he's been playing real good. So I like that.
What is the ETN situation? I was trying to read an article today, but I didn't have the subscription to it. And is he like not starting there anymore or something?
Sorry,
don't quote me. Don't quote me.
might
But
not though.
Not this past weekend, but the weekend before, he banged up his shoulder, and he wasn't even supposed to play this upcoming week, and he ended up like getting cleared, and he played. And early in the game, I think he had a hamstring injury, so he had like 3 carries for -1 yards.
Yeah, I saw his stats.
I still think he's the guy, but
okay.
Yeah, but that's like a job that I could see Bigsby taking over.
Especially
like
with how he's
ETN
been
has
playing.
not
this year.
been. Yeah, exactly. And
Yeah,
Bigsby has looked really good.
Yeah. All right, Joe. Let's hear yours. Who you got?
I didn't really think too much into this. I just looked at numbers, and it's a guy that has 5 touchdowns in 4 games played. I'm going with Kenneth Walker. They're playing the Falcons. They're at the Falcons, but I'm not worried about that. I think he finds the end zone. I think they love feeding him inside the 10-15 yard line, and that's why he has 5 in 4 games.
I don't want to put exact numbers to it, but interesting thing I saw about Kenneth Walker is they've been talking about how in the past maybe 4 games, how they're really utilizing him now as not just a running back, but also as a receiver. Like the amount of targets and catches he's getting, it's like comparable to like Alvin Kamara kind of numbers, which I mean, he's like the pinnacle of receiving backs.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty interesting.
See if I can pull it up. Yeah, last 2 games he's had 8 targets and has had 7 and 8 catches in each one. So
yeah,
it's true. I didn't realize he had that many.
Mm-hmm. So not only can he score from on the ground, but now you got to worry about him in the pass game also, which I'm pretty sure his whole career he hasn't really been like a pass catcher either. He's been mainly just a runner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all he was in Michigan State.
Yeah.
I don't recall him catching many passes out of the backfield there.
I actually think Pitt played him in that bowl game, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dom, who you got?
So the pick I have, it's more for a parlay because obviously the DraftKings odds aren't out yet. And my guess would be that he's probably going to be a minus 145, 150 favorite to score, especially against this team. That's what happened with Najee Harris last week, putting up 100+ yards. I'm gonna pick Kyron Williams. Like I said, I think he's going to be around 140, 150, which I don't like that as an individual bet, but I like it with a parlay with the other 3 picks that we have. So,
okay,
let's do it.
I think that's going to be.
Let's go.
Yeah, I think that's going to be kind of the same thing with David Montgomery either. I don't think his odds are going to be that great, but
we'll be like 170, 175.
Yeah, it's not worth as an individual bet. It's not.
No.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, You're almost getting 2-1 odds there. I mean, you're getting. So I would put this as a parlay. At least you get some value back. I think Tank Bigsby's going to be it's a great value pick.
Yeah.
I like that pick, Timmy, the Exterminator.
I do too. Sniffing them out. Look at them.
There you go.
Look
All
at
right,
'em.
guys.
I'm always on someone's tail.
There's for our last part for betting now, we got Thursday night player props. Does anyone want to kick it off first? Feel like Mr. Exterminator down there.
Sniff them out.
Sean Payne revenge tour right here.
Mm-hmm.
Back playing against the Saints after
Didn't
they
think of
traded him
that.
to the Broncos. So what I'm gonna say is he's gonna fully use Bo Nix in this game, and I'm gonna take Bo Nix passing and rushing yards. I also believe the Broncos have a pretty good defense, and I know Patrick Surtain got hurt. I don't know if he's going to be back. I haven't checked the status of his injury, but I do believe the Broncos are going to be controlling the clock, especially with Derek Carr out, and you have Spencer Rattler on the other end. I think there's going to be a lot of 3-and-outs. So I think the Broncos are going to have the ball a little bit more this game. So any player props on the Broncos side, I would think you're good on padding them up a little bit. I'm still taking probably the under in this game, but I think the Broncos are going to have the ball more than the Saints in this game.
I'll just, if you let me, I'll just jump right into mine then because I can build off that. So Tim, I mean, I hope that's true. I hope that they win the time of possession game because my pick's going to be Javonte Williams over rushing yards. 47.5 minus 110 odds. I like it. I like him.
Just to chime in, you guys think does Sean Payne get booed or does he get cheered?
I think it's cheered.
You can't boo him.
I think it'll be like a respectful welcome.
Why would he?
say-
Not too
I'm
high
gonna-
or too low.
I'm going to say boo.
Why though?
I don't know. I just have a feeling that's how fans react, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You just had the Pitt fans booing Kenny Pickett in Heinz Field.
That's not right.
I didn't see that. Why would they boo
It's
him?
true. It's true.
Yeah, homecoming game this year, Kenny Pickett came back and booed him. That's
Well, there's a lot of Steelers fans that make sense because he stinks. So
Well, yeah.
well, ACC championship brought the team a championship.
I
Sean
agree
Payne
with
got
that.
a Super Bowl.
That's what
Yeah.
I totally agree with that. I just
That's
think
why he was getting booed. Was yeah.
yeah.
Saints-
Saints,
Steelers
Saints
fans.
fans are
There's a lot of
passionate
crossover.
too. So, but he did win a Super Bowl during a very important time when Katrina and everything happened, and it was kind of like a big signal for the city. But I just wanted to bring that point up. I think he's going to get booed though. Fans will surprise you.
True.
That'll be interesting.
Was Kenny
All right,
Pickett in
Dom.
person?
Yeah.
Did you guys hear me? He was in person.
Yeah, Kent. Yeah, he was. He was at the game.
Oh, okay.
They showed him on like the jumbotron and they booed him.
Wow, that's actually awful. My prop bet's going to be Cortland Sutton over 3.5 receptions. I actually kind of disagree with Timmy a little bit here. I don't know why. It's kind of a gut feeling because especially after what happened with New Orleans and Tampa last week. I actually think this is going to be low key of a high scoring game. I'm not saying it's going to be like, both teams in the 30s. I think it's going to be mid-20s, both teams. I think Sean Payton's going to let Bo Nix sling it around a little bit. And it's just hard for me to believe that Cortland Sutton's not going to at least get one catch a quarter, which puts him at 4+. Give me Cortland Sutton over 3.5.
Over unders at 37 right now. That's like an Iowa
I love
over
it.
under right now.
Take
I
it.
also think Chris Olave is hurt as well.
He is out.
Yeah.
But
His
me,
head came off.
Yeah, Pitt.
Yeah.
Just keep bringing it up. Bob Memes, guy's first touchdown, first reception last week.
Yup,
Huge.
yup.
Yes, sir.
He looked good too, and I don't think he ever looked that good for Pitt. So
No, no.
I hated him at Pitt. I hated Bub Means at Pitt.
Could have been the quarterback passing to him though. So
True. Very true. Very true. But all right, guys, I think since you guys all went Denver, like Denver side, think I'm going to switch it up and get a Saints side. I'm taking Kamara, 40-plus receiving yards. I think just how Tim said, Carr's out. I think Spencer Rattler's in. He's going to be, like, flustered a little in the pocket. I think he's going to be trigger happy, getting the ball out to where he's just going to be dumping it off to Kamara. And with a talent like Kamara, I just fully expect him to be able to catch the ball and make some plays. So I think 40-plus yards is – and for it to be plus 110 is kind of crazy because I'm looking right here. He had in his past 3 games 9 targets, 8 targets, and 8 targets. So, I mean, if you're getting those targets, you should be getting some yards. And in how many games has it been? 6 games this year so far. He's had 40-plus yards in 4 of the 6. So, I think that one's
that takes one catch too, man. One screen pass.
Yeah.
Breaks 40 yards.
Yep.
I like that.
And he just gets so many targets. Nickel and diamond, 5 yards.
Yeah.
5 yards, 10 yards. It adds up. So I like 100%. That one.
They check down to him all the time. I like that 40.
Mm-hmm.
That's plus money too, Steph. I actually really like that bet. That's a good pick by you.
Thank you.
Love to see it hit.
Speaking of picks,
let's freaking go.
I'd love that. And speaking of picks, let's go right into our weekly pick'ems. What do you guys say?
I'm in.
Run it.
All right. Thanks, Dom. All right. So let's we'll keep this one kind of quick. We'll just kind of run through it. Who do you guys got? Broncos, Saints.
Give me Saints.
We'll go Joe. All right. We'll go Joe, Dom, Timmy, and then me. We'll just do that for all of them.
All right.
Real quick, if we do get like a 2-2 split, I'll flip this coin here.
Heads
is
for
home.
that. Heads is home. Tails is away.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take Denver.
Okay. Tim?
Can you read off the next matchup?
No,
are we just picking Denver and
This
Saints?
is pick'ems. Yeah, we're going through each game. Everyone gives their pick.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, you just say who you think's gonna win. Denver?
Yep.
All right. Well, I'm with you guys. We're riding Denver. All right, Joe. Pats, Jaguars.
Give me the Jags. I don't think New England's going to be very welcomed in
I'm going to take the Jags as well.
I will take the Jags as well.
Clean sweep. Love that from the boys. Joe, Seahawks, Falcons.
This is a tough one. Everything about it wants me to say Falcons, but I'm going to go Seahawks here. I think Gino puts together a game.
I think Atlanta's scorching hot right now. It's hard for me to go against them, so I'm going to take Atlanta at home. I think they're actually going to win this game pretty big. I think they're going to make a statement.
Okay.
I'm going to go with the Seahawks, just with my theory, fading the public, and the Falcons are hot, so I'm going to go Seahawks.
Looks like we're going to a coin flip because I'm on Dom's side with the Falcons. I think Kirk Cousins and Bijan Robinson are bad men.
Yeah, I agree.
Heads is Falcons, tails is Seahawks. I'm flipping in Abe Lincoln. I got heads.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Falcons.
Steph. Yes, Steph.
All right. Let's see if the coin works. All right, Joe. Kick it off. Titans, Bills.
Josh Allen. I'll
Bills.
take Josh Allen to win this game.
Bills.
Tim?
Is this spread or just pick 'em?
Pick'ems.
Just pick
Just
All right.
money line.
Then
Money line
yes,
only.
I'm going to take the Bills.
Clean sweep for the Bills. All right, Joe. Bengals. Brownies.
Bengals, next question.
Let number one get loose a little bit over there in Cincinnati. Give me the Bengals.
Bengals are starting to turn it up. Give me the Bengals.
All right, and I'm going to say what I said last week. I will never say the Browns win a game, so
I don't blame you.
Steph. Bengals also.
I don't blame you.
They stink. They stink. All right, Jeff. Texans, Packers.
Game
I
of the
see
week.
several Lambeau leaps. Give me the Packers at home.
I'm actually going to take Green Bay as well. I think Houston's actually going to take an L this week. I think Jordan Love's finally fully healthy, so give me Green Bay.
All right. Give me the Packers. See it.
Let's go.
Love that. I'm with you guys. I think the Texans not having Nico Collins hurts a lot more than you think.
Agreed.
All right, Joe.
Not much needs to be said about it. I think it's clear as day.
That's
Give me the
your
Colts.
that's your lock of the week too, right?
It's my lock, dude.
I'm gonna follow my guy, Steph. I'm gonna follow my guy. I'm gonna take Indy
Thank you.
with my guy over there.
Thank you.
Tim.
I'm going to take the Dolphins.
Piece of shit.
Wow.
What the fuck's wrong with you, dude?
Wow. Wow. All right. All right. Let's take.
He just wants to lose the
take
lock.
it
And that's what he's saying.
Let's take it easy because this week's for the show.
It is for the fucking shoe, dude.
For the shoe.
I mean, I'm just gonna lead this one off real quick. You know what I want? I want the Lions.
I'm gonna go Lions too. I know the Vikings are good. I know that they're good, but they're gonna take a loss at some point. And I think Dan Campbell's gonna take a hunk out of their leg, get knocked over, and take another hunk out of their ankle, and get up and knock them out.
I already think Detroit's defense is a little suspect, honestly, and them losing Aiden Hutchinson has me really concerned.
It's a big loss
in this game.
It
and
is.
Minnesota at home. I'm actually going to ride with the Vikings. I think they get the 6-0.
He
Respectful.
just doesn't want the locks to hit.
I'm gonna agree with Dom. I'm gonna take the Vikings.
Here we go, boys. It's another one. Heads is the Vikings. Tails is the Lions. Tails.
The Detroit boys, huh? All right, we'll ride with them. We'll ride with them.
Live over under right now is 46. I think I'm gonna put that up to 56.
Yeah, Tim, I totally agree with you, dude. I totally agree with you. Although division battle,
BetMGM is at 50. BetMGM has it 50.
DraftKings has it 46 right now.
That's why we bet on DraftKings, fellas.
Wow, 4-point difference. I don't know if I've ever seen that on the sportsbook apps.
That's big. That's big.
Okay.
Joe. Eagles, Giants.
Division game. Giants just scored their first touchdown at home. I think they're going to score a couple more on Sunday. I know, big underdog. Let me have them.
I'm actually going to take New York as well. I think that Sirianni's a clown. I love Dable. I think he's one of the best coaches in the NFL, to be completely honest with you. I just don't think he has the right quarterback under him. But I think he's going to have these boys ready for a division war. I'm going to take New York.
Tim?
I'm going to take the Giants as well. I think they found a running back with Tyrone Tracy
Jr.
And I think Wan'Dale Robinson's very good. I think Malik Neighbors is very good. I think the Eagles are starting to trend downwards. I don't like Sirianni as well. I think he's a hothead, and I think his team's going to fall apart, and I think the Giants are going to pull out a dub. D-line for the Giants as well looks fantastic right now.
Fantastic, dude.
Very, very good D-line. I think you guys are clowns. I think the Eagles stomp them. And I feel like this is going to be another case of next week when we're talking, being like, I should have listened to Steph. But it's all right. We'll move on from it. Jeff,
not happening.
Raiders, Rams.
Give me the Rams.
I'm going to take the Rams as well.
Is Cooper Kupp or Puka Nacua? What's going on with them?
I think Kupp is potential. Like I think he's trending to play.
Kupp, I think
Puka
Kupp's
next
playing.
week.
Kupp
next
plays,
week, if you're
Rams easily win. If Kupp doesn't play, I see the Raiders winning.
Really?
Yeah, but I'll stick with the group and go with the Rams.
I'm
right there with you. That.
I think the Rams.
I mean, it's going to be the Rams anyways, I guess. Yeah, let's see.
There's just no way, right?
Yeah, no, I don't think so. But like, then you think, some weird shit happens sometimes in the NFL. But it's not going to be this game, I don't think. I'm going the Commanders here.
I'm taking the Commanders, a very high scoring game.
Like a blowout, high scoring blowout,
10
or
points.
shootout. Okay.
I'm going to take the Commanders as well.
Got Commanders as well. The only thing I don't like is this screams rat to me. 99% to 1%. I don't think they win, but like, what would the spread be? 7.5.
That's Timmy. That's your kind of pick right there.
Yeah.
Man, we'll have to maybe come back to that game.
Okay.
That might be. That might be
All right. All right.
Go ahead, Joe.
See, this is a tough one. What isn't the spread 1? I think last time I looked, it was 1. I'm torn in this one here.
1.5 on BetMGM.
Okay. I mean, it does kind of seem like 49ers could be picking up speed, but I'm still going to go with the Chiefs on the road.
I will never ever bet against number 15 from Kansas City. So give me Chiefs.
I'm going to go with the 49ers.
I'm going Chiefs as well. I'm on Dom's side. I just don't like going against Patrick Mahomes.
Never. I will never ever bet a spread against him. I promise you, I will never do it.
Yeah. Go ahead, Joe.
Hart wants to say the Steelers, but for some reason, I think they're just going to be – we're going to be caught up in some shit. I think it's going to be one of those stable Steelers games where we just come out flat. We find ourselves down 2 or 3 scores, and we just can't do enough to come back and win the game. I think we could potentially come back, keep it close a little bit, but I'm going the Jets here, actually.
All right, guys, and with that, Joe had to head out for a little. Dom, who you got?
I am going to take the Jets. I think that Russell Wilson.
All right, Dom had to head out for a little. Tim, who you got?
We're going Jets.
All right, with that, Tim had to head out for a little, but I guess we're going the Jets here, but I personally think the Lurs absolutely demolished them, at least by 15, 16 touchdowns. Aaron Rodgers stinks. Their new weapon they just got is old and is washed up. Steelers take this, hammer their money line, take them minus 14.5, and it still hits. Doesn't matter. Oh, okay.
You can't bet with your heart. You'll never win anything.
I
didn't know where you guys went. Why'd you guys leave? That was weird. Anyways.
Hey,
ahead,
listen, I think we can all agree
That's
we're
good.
rooting for the Steelers. It's not like, I think we obviously want the Steelers to win, but I think if you're actually betting this game with real money, I think you want to take the Jets.
I see Devontae Adams getting in end zone 5 times. Once again.
Out of here.
The fact that he just got traded with Aaron Rodgers, and then who's going to cover? Okay, we got JPJ, covering Devontae. Who's covering Garrett Wilson?
Monte Jackson. Have you ever heard of him?
Oh, calm down.
All I'm saying is I'm not worried about who's covering them. I'm worried about who's throwing it to them, and for that reason, Steelers money line, hammer it. But
Dude,
I will say I have 2 rules when it comes to weekly pick'ems. Rule number 1, I will never say the Browns win, and rule number 2, I will never say the Steelers lose.
I don't understand. Listen, I don't understand
in here.
the you have with Rodgers though. Like, did you watch that game last night? Rodgers might have the best arm in the league still. I'm not even joking.
No.
His arm talent is spectacular still to this day.
What about the one he severely underthrew that got picked
Which,
on
are you
3rd
talking
and
about
16?
Are you talking about the end of the game or which one?
Yeah.
To Mike Williams?
Yeah.
He fell.
That got picked.
He fell.
But it was because he had to come back to the ball.
He ran the wrong route.
Please, now it's the wrong route.
Did you
Listen?
do you
Listen,
have any better
I
info
like
on that?
I like Rodgers, but he's not one of the best arms in the league.
Aaron Rodgers highlights just this year. I'm not even talking about in the past. Just this year, and tell me his arm talent is still not top 5.
Accuracy wise, I'll give you that 100%.
Not even just accuracy, arm strength.
He doesn't have the zip he used to.
Dude, he still had.
All right. Let's settle down here. We'll talk about this in a little when we get to those. Let's finish up weekly pick'ems. Yeah, Buccaneers, Ravens.
Listen, everything about this is telling me to take the Buccaneers. You put up 51 points last week. What's that tell me? Their offense is clicking. Let's go, Bucks. Take out the fucking Ravens, please.
Give me the Ravens in a blowout.
I knew it. Saw that coming.
I think this is a
Tim?
game that Lamar drops. So let's get the Bucks.
Thank you, Tim.
I'll be honest. I kind of torn over this game because I feel like the Ravens should win. I think their defense is really good and could shut down Baker, but at the same time, Baker's a bad man. So let's ride. Let's ride.
Do Monday night games again. Hate that.
Oh yeah, I hate that. I hate that.
it.
Joe. Chargers,
Give
Cardinals.
me the Chargers. Give me the Chargers.
I think
Tom?
I think Arizona is actually better than people think.
I agree.
I think they're going to bounce back this week. I'm going to take Arizona.
Is Marvin Harrison playing?
Don't matter.
Junior.
I believe he is. I will take the Cardinals as well. I think they're going to bounce back and beat the Chargers.
I'm right there with you guys. I'm going Cardinals as well. Joe, this could be one of those games where you're like,
Hey, what about mine?
Sure.
I had the Ravens. I was the only one that had the Ravens.
yeah, but like, I feel like that's more, that's like, I would say more, I guess that's the same odds both sides.
It's
But
the same. What the hell? What's going on here?
Same exact, literally. The
Literally
same.
the same. What is going on here?
Can't
getting
fight your way out of that one.
All right, and now we need a tiebreaker for total points. Let's see what
Which game?
BetMGM has it at right now.
I'm say 44
Cardinals,
and a half.
Chargers.
Oh,
Wow, because that was good.
44.
Good pick.
wow.
Good,
What do you
Joe.
guys
So
think?
I think that's spot on, honestly. I would say 44.
I'm going to say 46.
Okay. Tim?
47.5.
Well, you can't put a half, Tim.
48.
Okay. So we got 48, 46, and 44. So right now it's at 46. Let's ride 46. I like that.
I like it. Yeah, Paul Messina.
Thank
Good,
you.
Paul Messina.
Thank you.
All right, just to recap who we got. We got Broncos, Jags, Falcons, Bills, Bengals, Packers, Colts, Lions, Giants, Rams, Commanders, Chiefs, Jets, Buccaneers, Cardinals. Tiebreaker at 46. Oh, I think we might have cooked with this, guys. I like everything we have. I think this is going to be a big week for us. I really do.
I agree. I like it.
Can we
Really
all
do.
thank the Exterminator for taking time out of his night
Dude,
join us on this podcast? Like, seriously, he could have been doing anything else, but he wanted to join on with the boys.
Slow
I'm here
clap.
for the boys.
Slow
Here for
clap.
the boys. Here for a good time and win some money.
thank
I
you.
love that.
Spread the wealth to the public.
Real
Listen,
quick before you go, do you have a list of certain games that we should stay away from?
Hell
What
yes.
games would you advise us to stay away from, though?
So there's some that you might want to stay away. There's some that, all right, let's take a deeper dive into this and see the numbers. But I'm gonna start with college football. All right.
Okay.
So you got Miami versus Louisville. Obviously, my lock was Louisville +5. Louisville's home. They were 10-2 last year. They have a good coach. They have a good team. I believe the only teams they've lost to this year were who was it? My bad. I got their schedule uploaded right now. But they only lost 2 games this year. They were close games. I believe they lost to Notre Dame, and then they lost to SMU, which are both ranked teams.
Yeah.
And they lost to Notre Dame at Notre Dame within 8 points, and then they lost against SMU within a touchdown, 7 points. So to me, they're a pretty good team. I think Miami, they should have lost against Cal.
Yeah.
And I think they're due for one of these games. 90% of the bets are on Miami right now. So it's one of those weeks where I think you got to fade the public and hop on some of these trends or hop away from some of these trends. And I would take Louisville spread. If you want to feel more comfortable and throw in a parlay, tease it up, buy some points, take it at +7. But I think you're safe, even taking it down to +3 or even taking a money line. So
I like it. Good analysis.
Yeah, that's just one game. Next game I got was Indiana. Indiana's versus Nebraska. Now, I was high on Nebraska starting the year. It's hard not to be. They got a great coach, great atmosphere. Like, it's just absolutely electric. But Zignetti, our own from IUP, from Pennsylvania, he's coaching up the boys. And I don't know if you guys heard what he said today, but he said, just Google him. All I do is win.
Wow.
That is a statement. Absolute statement.
I love that.
Okay.
And the confidence is just through the roof. Now, that being said, I'm saying fade the public. I think he's winning the hearts of the public, and 81% of the bets are on Indiana this week. They're -6.5 right now, which is a touchdown. I love them. I want to bet them, and I'm going to stick with them. I'm not gonna fade, and I'm going to stick with the public. I think this is one that happens. I would feel safer taking it down to -5.5. I think there's a chance this game goes in overtime, but at the end of the day, I think Indiana, they win the game.
So you're saying no rodent problems up there?
No rodent problems there.
He doesn't smell it. Wow.
Safe.
Okay.
Public is safe on this one.
Okay.
I think you stick with your hearts and you go with Indiana.
Thank you.
All right. Next game I got is Missouri against Auburn. And Missouri, I think they're a little overhyped, a little overrated. They got a lot of seniors. They had a pretty good team to start the year. They only have one loss. Auburn's 2-4, and they're playing at Missouri. In the spread, take a guess at the spread. If you guys don't have the sportsbook open right now, guess what the spread is.
Where's the game at? Because that's a big
right now with only one loss.
Wait. Technical difficulties cut out the location of that game. Where are we at?
It's at Missouri.
At Missouri?
Yes.
Spread? I would guess probably something like 7.5, 8.5.
Dude, I was going to say 7.5. That's hilarious.
It's only at 4.5 right now.
Wow.
And 91% of the public is betting on Missouri. Auburn's 2-4 with Hugh Freeze. They look horrible.
Yeah.
And the spread is 4.5. I'm smelling something here.
Wow.
It's just not
right.
Dude.
Yeah.
So I'm going to fade the public on this one. There's something in my gut that's just telling me this doesn't make sense. Nothing adds up on this bet. And I'm going to take Auburn +4.5. And guess what? Pitt's going to be passing up Mizzou here when they drop this game and taking that 19th rank.
Yes.
So,
correct.
That is a rat that I'm sniffing out.
And when Clemson loses to Louisville.
Hell yeah.
I like where your head's at.
Try not to bet with my heart, but I'm just trying to find these little nuggets and just trying to share it to everyone out there.
I am a goof.
Tim, I think me and you have very,
Miami.
very similar thought processes with betting. I swear to God.
Let's keep it. Let's keep winning.
I love it.
All right. Next game I got on the list is USC, and they are playing Maryland. Now, USC, they should have won against Penn. Not a fan of Penn State. I'm not gonna lie, I was probably rooting against them, but USC should have won that game. Tyler Warren, insane player for Penn State. He had 30 catches.
Dude, what was that?
Yeah, it was unbelievable.
4, dude?
Yeah.
Yes.
I was so confused when I saw that stat, Danny. He hit 17 catches.
Yeah. It was
fullback.
Absolutely insane. He mossed a dude.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Just unbelievable player. I think Penn State got very lucky. USC, I thought, was the better team. They beat LSU earlier in the year. The record doesn't say that because they're 3-3. They dropped one in Minnesota, which they probably shouldn't have. But they're -7 right now against Maryland. And Maryland doesn't really have a good team this year. I think USC is the way better team here at -7. Like, I think they should be minus like 13 or 14. But for some reason, the line is only at -7. 3% of the bets are on Maryland right now. 97% of the bets are on USC. So the line's low. All the bets are on USC. Smelling something here.
Whoa! Another one.
I love when he
And guess
smells.
what?
I love when he smells something.
There's no rat on this one. USC is going to win with flying colors, I think.
Wow.
So
I thought the Terps were about to eat.
So did I, dude.
it's very tempting. I do. This is like thought process is like USC just lost a close one to Penn State. They're probably they're thinking they're out of the college football playoffs. I just think they have too much talent. So I'm going to stick with USC, and I think they still cover that 7 points. I think they cover.
Can I say something to that real quick? And it will be really, really quick. And Tim, you can move
Bring it on.
The only thing I'll say about that, and this could be something I read on social media. I forget what it was, but I saw something where like USC, like Lincoln Riley, only focuses on like obviously skill positions. That they're at the point where their left tackle, they have like one left tackle left, and after that they have to use their backup center to like use as their left tackle. So like they're, and I think I'm a big fan. And listen, I love the spread, but I'm still a big fan of. I think you have to win the game in the trenches. And I think if you have a left tackle that's like a freshman that like just because he's big, like you can't win games with shitty offensive linemen. I'm just gonna be honest. And the Steelers,
I completely agree, and I think Colorado has a similar problem.
Yeah,
exactly.
So it seemed like that was pretty much a problem with the whole entire Pac-12 and some of the Big 12. But like some teams like Utah and Washington, they were at least decent at defense, and that's why they were able to make some runs. But
yeah,
I like that. All right. Well, I thought you were gonna smell something.
Well,
the turtles were about to be up.
Here we go. We got one more for the college football slate, and it hurts me deeply because it's my LSU Tigers. The LSU Tigers are going in Arkansas, and Arkansas has a good team. They're at SEC. They just had a big win against Tennessee, so they're 4-2. LSU though, the only loss they have is at USC. They just beat Ole Miss. I think they're unbelievably good. I think their quarterback's good. I just don't. I don't understand the spread. It's only -3. So to me, that's not making a lot of sense. I think it should be a lot bigger, even if it's a home game for Arkansas, even though Arkansas just beat Tennessee. I think LSU should be favorite in this game by over a touchdown. That being said, 89% of the bets are on LSU. So people are seeing what I'm seeing and are betting LSU. It hurts me to say this, but I'm going to fade the public on this one, and I'm going to take Arkansas to cover 3 points.
Woo pig! Wow! Woo pig, baby!
Pig suey, man. Pig suey.
I saw something where I don't know if you guys saw this or not, but I believe in like big SEC games, if you're the away team, you're automatically given +3 points. So if you want to look at that game, realistically, and this is coming from a sports book. I'm pretty sure I read this. Realistically, LSU is -6 in that game. You have to always look at it that way. That's why they're only -3. And I also saw in the NFL, teams that travel from the West Coast to East Coast or East Coast to West Coast is always also given +3 points. So, for example, the Steelers are playing the Chargers. Even if it's like a pick'em game, like they're still going to give them that +3. So the Chargers would be favored by 3 just solely based off the traveling. So I'm thinking that's why. My only point is I think that's why that LSU is only -3. Like just because you said it's at
No, I completely agree with that logic and that's definitely probably correct. So like, yeah, you're always going to give the home team some points, whether it's 2, 3, 4 points, except if it's the Steelers in Las Vegas, we got
right.
the points there. So.
Right.
Tim, you got any more rats you've been sniffing?
So college football, that's it for right now. Moving to the NFL, there are a few that I want to point out. Just give me 1 second here while I pull up a little bit of my history what I was looking into today.
Mm-hmm.
All right. While he's doing that, he's good to go.
Yeah, I'm good. The first game I'm going to be bringing up is that Philly game. 87% of the bets are on Philly. Sirianni's an ass. AJ Brown's sweet, and Jalen Hurts is sweet, but and their defense is okay. They're putting it together. Like Jalen Carter's great, and then they got that bad man playing corner, that good old white boy from Iowa. I want Cooper DeJean. I wanted the Steelers to get him, but I think I'm going to go against the public on this one. I'm going to take the Giants. I think the Giants have enough talent on offense with their running back they currently have. Daniel Jones can make things work. He throws a couple stupid interceptions or has a couple stupid plays, but I think their defense is going to help them out, and I think they're going to be able to pull through. And right now, it's +3 for the Giants. I would take just straight money line, just like we did in the pick'em. So, but if we're just going based off spread, I love the +3. I love a field goal. So,
if I would have known that was your rat, I would have maybe went different with my pick.
Mm-hmm.
Got maybe pull the segment in a little bit earlier. Just give you a little knowledge before we get started.
Do that.
All right. Next game that I got, it's those Bengals against Browns. Every indication is telling you to bet the Bengals. Like, we're Pittsburgh fans. We hate the Browns way more than we do
hate them,
even though we hate the Bengals too. But
hate
Browns are on the bottom of the list. We hate Deshaun Watson. I was listening to part of my take today. They're hilarious. They're telling Big Cat and PMT is or PFT is saying they're just keeping Deshaun Watson in just to basically punish him for all the allegations against him. So it's a public shaming, basically.
Oh my God.
I agree with that. That's fantastic. And I don't want to see Jameson Winston step in because I love him. I don't want him to be a Browns quarterback and win them games because I like him too much. But that being said, 90% of the bets are on Cincy this game. 10% are on the Browns. The spread is only 6.5 for the Bengals. Even though, Dom's point, it's a home game for the Browns. The Browns are defeated right now. Their fan base, Johnny Fanta, if you guys ever heard of him, he is a broadcaster for the Big East, big Cleveland Browns guy, and he has a rant every single week where he is just so fed up with the Browns, and he shares the same opinion everyone does in Cleveland. So I don't think they're getting a boost from their home crowd. They're going to get a lot of boos. So that being said, though, +6.5. The public is taking the Bengals heavily here. I'm going to take the Browns +6.5.
Wow.
The line doesn't make sense to me. So, and
no Amari Cooper anymore either.
Exactly. I'm taking the +6.5 right now. Now, money line, I think the Bengals. I think the Bengals are going to start off slow and they're going to win by within 6 points, 3 to 6 points. So that's why I'm going to stick with the Browns.
Okay, Laker.
All right. I'm going to go through these last couple picks real quick here. Buffalo, Titans. 5% of the bets are on Titans. 95% on the Bills. Plus 8.5 are the Titans. Every indication is telling me Titans. Or every indication is telling me Buffalo. And I want to fade the public on this one, but I can't. I'm going to stick with the Bills. I think the Bills are going to stay hot. They're going to pull off. They're going to cover this spread. They're going to win this game by 20-plus points.
Love that.
Wow.
Love that.
Next game, we got Atlanta against the Seahawks. Just like Dom said earlier, I believe it was Dom or Joe, Atlanta is buzzing with Kirk Cousins. 76% of the public is on Atlanta right now. I think Geno, DK, Lockett, all those guys, they could pull off a win easily here. And it's only +3 right now. So I'm going to take that +3, and I'm actually going to also take money line for the Seahawks. I think they pull it off, and I think they do win this game.
Yeah, Tim. I'm with them. The Exterminator.
And I will say, here's a good stat for you. Last 8 of the 9 games, the Seahawks have failed to cover the spread. So I'm going against that as well.
Wow. Really putting yourself in a box there.
Yeah. I'm going against the grain. This is the week you go against the grain where you feel uncomfortable. Tomlin's always feeling comfortable hiring his OCs and all these guys. That's why he doesn't have a coaching tree. Narduzzi went outside his box, got this guy named fucking Cade Bell, and look at us now, 6-0 with a great offense.
That's a great point, Tim. I like that.
Going against the grain is the goal this
100%.
week.
Nice work. Nice work.
You got to be comfortable being uncomfortable.
Tomlin's coaching tree is embarrassing.
Here we go. The last pick is the Chiefs versus the 49ers. 72% of the bets are on the Chiefs right now. It's basically a pick 'em. You get Chiefs are getting a point right now, +1.
1.5, I think.
Okay, did it switch? Okay, yeah. I got +1 right now. It might have went to a half. So I just think the 49ers are too talented, and the fact that the Chiefs they lost Rashid Rice. Yeah, they have Worthy. Yes, it's Patrick Mahomes. And yes, we've done this for like the last 3 or 4 years of downing Mahomes, and he ends up winning 3 Super Bowls. I just think the 49ers are on a little bit of a revenge tour, and they're always good in the regular season, maybe not in the playoffs or in the Super Bowl where it really matters. But in a regular season, this is a game they win. So I'm going to take the 49ers here and go against the public. And I'm going to fade the public and Patrick Mahomes, Taylor Swift, and Travis Kelce. Sorry about it.
Wow.
Sorry about it.
Listen, I just need some excellent analysis right there. Really opened our eyes.
Appreciate it, boys. Anytime. Just trying to win. Trying to get those pockets a little bit deeper, you know?
Yes.
Love that.
Yes.
I like that guy.
Love that. Love it.
It's good stuff.
All right, guys. I kind of wanted to bring up, too, there's been some pretty big news that hit today.
Yes.
Do you guys want to talk about the big trade that happened today? Cam Akers to the Vikings?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about
the
big trade.
That's like kind of like whatever. Right? I don't know. That doesn't like excite me at all.
To be honest with you, man, like I know you're just messing around, but like you know what sucks is like I have these tickets to go to the game on Sunday night when New York's coming to town. And I'm a huge Devontae guy. I'm a huge Rodgers guy. And, like, it just sucks the reunion has to be here, man. Why can't it be anywhere else? You know, I'm all excited to go out there and see the Jets receivers look horrible besides Garrett Wilson. But now I have to watch freaking Devontae Adams just run all over the field against us. So,
are they like? I feel like he will play a decent amount, but I don't think that they're gonna. He's gonna be like fully involved. I mean, I can guarantee you he's gonna catch a couple back shoulder passes up the sideline on 3rd down probably, but I don't know like how much they're gonna let him do this week, especially coming back from a hamstring injury. I know that's another thing that needs to be said. You know, was that as serious as it's been shown to be. But I don't know. I think either way, he's not going to be completely up to speed. You know, it's hard to learn the full playbook in less than a week. So I don't know. That's my thing. I think he'll be involved. I don't think he'll have a massive impact. But I mean, look for him in the red zone and third downs and stuff. I'm sure they'll have him in there.
I'm sure too. They're probably gonna teach him like set plays where it's like, hey, like
Oh yeah,
for this play, like you are the read, like know these plays the most, and it's like the rest will figure itself out. So
100%.
I think we're definitely getting lucky getting him and Rodgers together again in their first week back on not even like they're not going to get a full week of practice and whatnot. So I think we are getting lucky for that. So
I don't know, man. I'm not saying he's going to go out there and get 13 catches. Like, I'm not saying anything like that, but I think he might make a big enough play to change the game. That's all.
Yeah, I could 100%. I could see multiple. 100%. I still think he's going to be under 50% snap count. But that being said, that doesn't mean he can't be efficient.
Yeah.
I think, like, sorry, go ahead, Dom.
No, I was just going to say I agree with you.
Okay. He's back. But I was just going to say, I think the Jets are in a really good position now. Like, we saw Garrett Wilson struggle a little bit early on in the year. Wasn't catching a lot of passes, wasn't putting up a lot of numbers. He's since turned it on a little bit, but I think, the acquisition of Devontae is only going to open him up even more. I still think he's going to be their workhorse, but, now people, you got to give some respect to the other side now, So I that's a big win for the Jets, and, Jets fans should definitely be excited about that.
100%.
Completely agree with that. I think Devontae Adams going there is just going to help Garrett Wilson out that much more.
Yep.
But another big trade that happened, guys, is Amari Cooper to the Bills. What are you guys' thoughts around that?
So I'll be honest, and every time Amari Cooper's had somewhat of a solid quarterback, or not even like a great quarterback, just
love where you're going with this.
He makes plays, man. Look for a prime example. Look what he did with Joe Flacco. Flacco came in here. Amari Cooper looked like a top 10 receiver in the league, and he might be. It's hard for me to tell where Amari Cooper's status really is, but I honestly believe with a solid quarterback, he literally might be a top 10 receiver.
Look at him in Dallas.
Look at him in Dallas.
I mean, that's prime example.
So I don't know. It's gonna be interesting, man.
I think he's one of the best route runners in the league too.
Yeah, 100%.
He's a great
you think
route
still?
runner. Yeah.
Yes,
What do
100%.
you mean still? Last year he was cooking people. What happens after 1 year? He's not that old. He just doesn't. He doesn't have anyone thrown to him. Yeah, I think Josh Allen too. He's excited to get a number one receiver back because no hate to Khalil Shakir. I like him, but he's definitely not a guy who should be the number one on your team. I think he's very good, but as a number one, I think it was hurting him a little. So getting like a Cooper in there, having Allen now have him as a number one, I think it's going to be dangerous. Real dangerous.
Agree, Steph. Good point.
And another thing I want to bring up too is speaking about number ones, what is going on with the Steelers? Russell Wilson is now the number one quarterback on a depth chart.
Yeah.
Do you guys think that means this weekend is he starting, or is it just kind of like they're like getting him up to speed and maybe the media's feeding into it a little bit more? Or
I don't see how it couldn't mean that he's starting this weekend. What the hell else is the point? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you're not going to put him first on the depth chart if he's not going to be your starter.
Right.
So, but like, here's the thing. Silly. I think. Okay, let me ask you this: What do you think is going to happen here with this change of quarterback, or what could you see happening as far as the offense goes?
So, unless Steph, do you want to go?
You go for it.
So, this is how I look at it. I think Russell Wilson brings way more to the passing game, which I believe opens up the running game. I love Justin Fields, but you got this Super Bowl winning, multiple Pro Bowl player we got for $1 million a year. We have to give him a shot. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if this is the right time, but I also don't know, like, when would the right time be? So I love it. I think we put him in a primetime game against Aaron Rodgers, another Super Bowl winning, multiple Pro Bowl player, and see how it goes. Give him a week or two, see how he does, and if he ends up being, the old Russell Wilson good, if he ends up being the Denver Broncos Russell Wilson, which was very, very average, they could put Fields back in.
Right, and you know your baseline. You know your baseline with Fields.
Exactly.
I'm totally with you there, and I totally agree with the fact that Russell Wilson's ability to stretch the field and not miss open guys and be a little more accurate than Justin Fields, I think that's going to make all the world of a difference. And I think, like you said, Dom, that 100% opens up the run game. That's going to be one less guy in the box because now you only have one threat to run the ball instead of two, and now you're going to have two high, and there's a lot more you could do underneath now, right? And I think Russ made a living doing that. Right, he finds his guys underneath, and then he'll take a big shot when he has to, when it's given to him.
I agree.
What do you think Russell Wilson's chain is gonna be like, or a leash? How long's his leash? What do you think has to happen for Fields to then become the starter again, minus an injury, obviously?
3 games.
What?
3 games.
I would say
if he goes 1 and 2, he's done.
I agree with that. I'm going to say 2 to 3, and if he plays really bad against the Jets, turning the ball over, inaccurate, bad, whatever it is, I'm going to give him 2 games if that keeps up for Jets and next week.
Here's a question then: what if we go 3-0, but he's just been horrible? Like, Najee Harris is running the rock like crazy. You have our defense is playing the best ball of their life, and he's just playing horrible.
Easy.
What do you do?
You keep Russell Wilson then.
Yeah.
If you're able to run the ball,
but if it's not because of him, like he's not doing his passing,
he has more leeway.
They're gonna stuff the box more. You're gonna see a full box more often with Fields in there. Steph. Yeah. Justin Fields is one of the best runners in the league. One of the best runners, not one of the best running quarterbacks. He's one of the best runners in the league. And like that's one thing that needs to be said. That's why, I think that we can't get Najee going every game. I think it's because there's just too many people in the box, and we have a young O-line. And there's a guy in and out almost every week, a new guy on the O-line every week. Once these guys get the chemistry and they build that chemistry together, things are going to, fall into place for them. And I think if you're able to run the ball and you're winning games, don't change anything necessarily too drastic, right? I think keep that safety out of the box, because he's going to be there when Fields comes in.
Just to chime in here. So, and I hate to keep relating back between these two programs, Pitt and the Steelers. So my whole thing with the situation is I like to give these coaches like the benefit of doubt. Like they see these guys every day, practice, the players see them every single day. They know who's better and who they want to work with. There's a reason why Wilson's taken over Fields when they're 4-2, and Fields hasn't even looked that bad. He just looked like pretty good. So to me, that's just an indication like the coaches and the players are seeing something every day. Like they fully trust them, especially against a defense like the Jets in prime time, like the spotlight. I don't know if it's a trick, but if it's not and Wilson is starting, I fully trust that they're probably making the right decision just based off what they see. And to relate it back to Pitt, Pitt had not a similar situation, but how I want to discuss is they had a senior quarterback and then a new freshman transfer. And typically Narduzzi would go with the senior, just like Tomlin would. But then seeing it daily in practice and seeing who was clearly better, they went with the guy that they trusted, the players were rallying around, that they really liked, and they went with Holstein. And you see how it worked out so far. Not saying Fields isn't that guy or anything, but I think the team and the coaches, even if you don't want to believe it, I think they secretly know that Wilson is a lot better at passing the ball. And even though Fields is great with his legs, but Wilson could get through all 3 of his reads. He can actually get the ball to Van Jefferson, to Freiermuth, to all these guys and spread the ball a little bit better than Fields and get through his reads. I just think that's where they are mentally if this isn't a trick, like a Tomlin trick, and he's trying to, blind us with these games that he likes to play with some of the teams. But like I said, give the benefit of doubt to some of these guys.
I definitely don't want to see Van Jefferson catch a single ball.
I guess my second question to this whole situation is like, does a wide receiver too, even like if we go get a guy, does he even benefit us?
Yes.
You guys really think so?
For sure. Yeah.
Dude,
and then Austin's at your slot. Then you could.
I just think
you have Freiermuth too. I mean,
we got Robert Wilson too, but I just think because of how drastic it would be from Van Jefferson to one of these guys, that yes, it really does matter. Now, if we had a solid like number 2, if we had like Tyler Boyd to begin with, and we were in the situation that we are now, I think I would agree. Like, yeah, it wouldn't make much of a difference. But because of who our second receiver is right now, yes.
So my question is, when do we acquire Mike Williams?
I don't know if I want him.
See, so my whole argument with Mike Williams
100%.
is he's a step below of similar to George Pickens. He makes that incredible play, has 2 or 3 receptions a game.
Okay.
We already have that with George Pickens. We don't need that. We need someone that's shifty and that was similar to Deontay but doesn't drop.
I was just going to say Deontay Johnson.
Yep.
I agree with you and disagree. I do agree that he is, typically a deep ball guy. Then let him be that. We have to find more ways to get George Pickens involved. We need to get the ball in his hands, have him running some more stuff underneath. Let Mike Williams run the deep ball. That's what he's made a career from, right? I mean, George Pickens is – everyone knows who he is. He's a freak. Get him the ball. Do some stuff underneath. I know he's the 50-50 ball king almost, but that can't be his only thing. I mean, you got to find other ways to get him the ball.
See, I have a feeling that is his only thing is 50-50, where he could do a little
Maybe
bit
it is,
more,
but we haven't tried anything else.
I don't see him going up against number 1 corners and routing them up. I think his best shot is if he's our number 1 receiver with a number 1 corner on him is, hey, run straight, jump higher. I think that for against I don't see him like a Sauce Gardner, Patrick Surtain, even freaking what's his name? For the Ravens. You guys were talking. Yeah, you guys were saying he's not as good, but I just don't see him being a corner who's going to be routing them up to the point where it's like he's going to be completely irrelevant. And if you get a number 2 receiver on your team that is that route runner, then all of a sudden he's routing up the number 2 corner up really good. And then they're like, all right, we got to put our 1 corner on him. And then I think George Pickens starts to excel more.
Do what Miami does with Tyreek Hill a little bit. Motion him, put him in the slot, put him outside, switch it up a little bit.
2 way different type of ball players.
100%. But why can't George Pickens motion? Why can't he line up in the slot and motion? That's going to create mismatches. Is a linebacker going to cover him going up the seam to trips? If he's the 3 on trips, what linebacker is covering him up the seam? I mean, that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not trying to make you out to be like you're completely wrong. I'm just saying, why aren't we trying different things? If what he's good at isn't working, do some other stuff.
That's not part of our offense.
Well, then we're going to be mediocre for the next decade.
That's the offensive coordinator we hired. We knew what he did.
No, Tomlin's got the reins on right now. He needs to take the handcuffs off, let it go. I think
you're saying that, but he's a defensive coordinator, or he's a defensive coach who doesn't ever hire good offensive coordinators. We hired 1 good offensive coordinator in his tenure, and it was Todd Haley.
Yeah. And look at what our offense did.
I did, and we got rid of him because him and Tomlin didn't get along.
I think Arthur Smith's a good offensive coordinator. He's just not a big pass game guy.
Our O-line has got beaten up pretty bad. Like we're using our probably third string center this Sunday. I think Zach Frazier might be out for a week.
No, I think he might play.
Okay.
It's just an ankle, nothing major.
But besides, we're beat up on O-line. So now is that the style Mike Tomlin loves playing? This is my whole point of like coaching is like, you can have these good coaches like Sean McVay and everything, and it doesn't matter what players they have. They're going to make it like work and win games no matter who they have. Tomlin likes to play this tough style of football, and everyone gets hurt by the time you're getting to the playoffs. Like, so yeah, you don't have TJ Watt and you don't have these studs. Like, start the year, you start off like great and you look amazing on paper, but then end of the year you lose so many guys and you don't have them for the important moments. The Chiefs can put anyone in offense as long as they keep Patrick Mahomes healthy. Everything's fine,
Now, Tim, I also think that's kind of one of the reasons that Tomlin does want to be conservative, is to keep the defense off the field, chew clock, score enough points, and get out of there without any injuries. But I don't think that's the right approach.
Being too conservative on offense, you're going 3 and out, and then you end up keeping your defense out there longer.
I'm talking more from like a scheme standpoint.
Yeah. 2 points. I guess one is next year. Listen to this theory. I think the Steelers might hold out, and I think they're going to get T. Higgins. Just like we robbed Patrick Queen from the Ravens. I think we're going to sign T. Higgins, and then Pickens is going to have 1 year, and then he's going to walk. I really, truly believe in that theory.
I do 100% at this rate.
And then second thing I wanted to ask you guys, give me 2 guys that you think that are going to be available at the trade deadline that you would like to see the Steelers get for wide receiver.
I'm going to go both Tennessee guys. I'm going to go – actually, dude, honestly, I might go 3 Tennessee guys. Yeah. I'm going to go all 3. I'm going to go Boyd, Hopkins, and Ridley.
What you thinking, Joe?
I don't know yet.
Joe, what about like
I kind of like Mike Williams a little bit. I'll throw him in there. God, I mean, I don't know. I can't really think of anyone else right now. Maybe one of the Packers guys, like a Romeo Doubs or something. I agree with Thom a little bit with some of those Tennessee guys. Yeah.
Stuff?
I'm thinking maybe like I don't think we go out and get like a crazy big name guy, but maybe like a Cortland Sutton. I could see
love Cortland Sutton.
Yeah, the Broncos. I'm pretty sure the Broncos earlier when we tried to get him, like didn't want to trade him to us, but who knows? Maybe later in the year they change their mind. And then one other guy. I don't even know if he's on the trade deadline, but I just like him, and I don't think he's getting utilized as much this year as Christian Kirk.
Yeah, that's a good one too, Steph. Wow. I like that. I like that one.
That was my guy.
Yeah,
that's exactly what I was gonna say. Christian Kirk. They got Brian Thomas. They're suffering.
He looks like their guy.
If they lose this game in London,
like he is.
He is their guy. Yeah.
He's
I like that one a lot, Steph. That was a good one.
I completely agree on that one. Earlier in the season, I would have said like someone like Terry McLaurin, but the fact that Jane Daniels
value's way up.
Yeah, it's not happening. But
not trading him.
Beginning of the season, you could have thought about it.
Before they traded Dotson.
Yeah. I could see maybe like going after someone from like the Chargers, but there's really no one on the Chargers that's available.
They're going to be buyers at the deadline for a receiver.
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know, but I do like the Christian Kirk pick, and I like Cortland Sutton. Cortland Sutton was another guy that's high on my list.
Yeah, I like it.
I didn't even think about that one, man. I'm so. That was such a good pick, Steph.
Yeah,
If Tua doesn't come back, and there's something up.
I thought about that, but I don't think they.
Did they just extend him, or is he still on his rookie deal?
I think he did just. Yeah.
Okay, then scratch that. It would be Tyreek then if they were trading anyone.
Yeah,
probably.
But I don't think
he'd be too much.
The Dolphins don't trade either one of them, and if they are, I don't think the Steelers will pay the price.
Would you give up? How many years? Okay, first, how many years does Tyreek have left? You guys think 3, maybe?
He probably has at least 2
or 3.
Yeah,
2 or 3.
2 or 3.
Contract does mean like his abilities.
Contract.
Okay, I was gonna say.
I think he has.
No. I'm saying in the league.
Oh, more than
but listen though, what age did he say he's going to retire no matter what?
I'm not listening to that.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
It's
coming up. I feel like it's coming up sooner or later.
He's going, dude. I'm actually confident saying like if he's getting paid what he's getting paid, he got another 7 years.
He's healthy. I mean,
he hasn't lost a step.
Nothing major.
He hasn't lost a step.
It's true.
I don't know why he couldn't for another 7 years. I don't know why.
Would you give them Pickens and I don't know, like a 3rd rounder for him? Does that make sense? I don't know.
I wouldn't.
I 100% would.
We don't know how to use Tyreek Hill's speed. No,
you don't need to. You don't need to know how to. Let him figure it out.
I mean, I don't. This dude, I don't know if that would help. It's crazy. It sounds. I don't know if that helps our team out.
I disagree.
We're losing a 3rd round pick, which I know that sounds like it's not valuable, dude. Draft picks are super valuable. They are so valuable.
They are.
And on top of it, you have George Pickens on a
honestly, that's probably too much. Maybe that could be too much. I don't know. I would
depending on how long Tyreek Hill's still under contract, I would take that in a heartbeat.
That's just because, dude, you look at it in a way like it's almost like in Madden. Like Madden would never accept that trade, but in real life, like, dude, a 3rd round pick is so valuable.
Yeah.
You know, that's where you find your hidden gems.
It is.
So like it's hard for me to, and then George Pickens, dude, I think George Pickens is really, really good. And I'm not saying he's obviously anywhere near Tyreek Hill, but like he's he's definitely good enough to be a 1. He just needs a 2.
Freak out.
Yeah.
I don't know why we got rid of Deontay, man.
But I think Tyreek Hill could be a great 1 without a 2.
Hey, I will say though, Dom, I think that Deontay trade, I think we made out pretty well.
I don't know about that. I like Dante Jackson, but I don't know, man.
Dude, he's played really well.
I think for the actual players, we won that trade, but for what it did to our team, we lost it.
I can get behind that.
Yeah, I can get behind that too.
But all right, guys, we've been going for a hot minute now. The Exterminator had time to jump off, eat, take a shower, get back on. So I think it's time we wrap it up.
Thank you, Tim. Appreciate you stopping by.
Thanks for hosting, boys.
Always
a pleasure to talk to you lads. And I'm hoping we win some bets this weekend.
Pleasure's all ours, dude.
Hey, you guys definitely should. Let's share the greasy bet link.
I'm in it already.
Let's share it with the public. We gotta share it with the public.
Wait. Well, I don't know if I want everyone seeing how many times I lose.
Here's the thing though, is
create an Exterminator chat. We could absolutely do that.
Yeah.
We can
I don't want them to see my wager amount either.
You could turn that off. I turned that off.
You could hide that.
Everybody can see mine somehow. And I get
you have to turn it off.
I'm like, dude, how do you do that?
I've seen some abysmal bets.
I know, yeah.
But he wins. He wins.
Some serious units.
He wins.
Jeez. You know what? For our question of the week, we didn't really get to. I didn't think about this yet, but maybe. Do you guys like the Exterminator? Do you think he should be coming on the pod more often? Let us know what you think in the comments. Yeah. Let us know what you think. All right. I personally, I thought he killed it. I would bring him back every week.
I'll be shocked.
It's the only thing I want in my life, to be honest.
Yeah. I'll be
Appreciate the-
shocked. I'll be
appreciate the love,
shocked
boys.
if everyone.
Like I said,
says
always
no.
always a pleasure.
All right, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. I don't even
All that.
turn notifications on. Sometimes we post some shorts. They're
Comment.
okay.
Comment, questions, anything.
Yeah.
If you guys,
anything.
if you get tired of looking at Dom's face, we could put a mask on him. Just let us know what kind of mask you want to see.
Yep. With that, guys, we out of here. Peace.
See ya.
See ya.